So my name is Theodora Bauer. I'm a writer. I write novels, plays. I've also recently been writing a lot of short texts, short stories, sometimes essays. Many of them have been about the US, a place that I've visited quite often. And I'm also a TV presenter. I'm presenting a show called Literatur on Austrian TV. Oh my God, Bowling Green, Ohio is a really cute little town. It's a very Midwestern town. There's this saying that Midwesterners are the friendliest people in the US. It's a cliche, but I do have to say that it's true. Emphatically so, they are very kind people. As for my teaching experiences there, or like the experiences that I am allowed to have, it's been amazing. My students are really good. I'm able to teach my course entirely in German. It's a course on Austrian literature and also a creative writing course. And these guys are reading and writing in German. I'm so impressed by them. As I said, it's been a great experience for me so far because until now I've only been teaching very talented young people, like students, high school students mostly, and it's been a treat working with them. But to like teach in a university setting, that's something else for me, that's something new for me, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, you're right. So it's my 9th time in the US, and I have to say that I'm not coming back because I'm enjoying it that much, but because I'm just fascinated by the place. I mean, of course, there's like always things that you love about a place and there's things that you don't like that much. But for me, the US has just been such a source of inspiration and curiosity. Like there's always new things that I'm discovering about the country, and I feel that in many ways, things like developments, trends that are happening around the world, also with like capitalism and everything, political trends, for the better or the worse, are happening more strongly and more visibly in the US. So to me, this country is also a great place to study where the West is going in general. New York. I have to say that I really love the city. There are not many cities that I would want to live in apart from Vienna. What am I saying? There's only one other city that I would want to live apart from Vienna, and that's New York. It's really such an awesome place. I mean, just looking out of the window right now of this beautiful building, the Austrian Cultural Forum, I see like the light reflecting off of the skyscrapers. It's just a very well lit city. It's very, like beautiful in so many different ways. And the light reflecting off of the surfaces to me kind of also symbolizes, it sounds a bit cheesy, but it symbolizes this like intellectual breeziness and the airiness, and just people are very open to very many different things here. And I feel it's also uniquely located to me almost between the US and Europe. So it's just a place that I greatly enjoy coming to, and that I almost cannot talk about without sounding extremely cheesy because I like it so much. Yeah, I think there's different ways of answering that, because I would be giving different answers depending on if you're asking me about the differences in living or the differences in the people. And in living, I have to say that Austria has an awesome social security net. If you fall, you can still fall, it can still be pretty bad for you, but you will not fall into a bottomless pit, of no return. And I have the feeling that is sometimes the case in the US. So living is generally more relaxed in Austria. I feel people are maybe able to take more time doing different things, like just having a coffee, just sitting there chatting for a long time. I feel Americans are very often in a hurry and in a rush. I'm not sure if they choose to be or if that's just their work situation. As for the differences between the people, I feel Austrians, I love them, I'm one of them, but they are quite pessimistic. Like, you'll start like doing something new, like, I don't know, try to found a startup or take up a new creative endeavor, and they're like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen. And here in the States, no matter how crazy your project is, even if people should be telling you to like maybe take a little, break, like take a step back, they're like, you go, you're gonna do that, it's amazing. And so that's one of the most striking differences. And I feel, both positions have their values, have their upsides and downsides, On the one hand, being too cautious can, not be advantageous, and being too optimistic sometimes is also not the right, way. So I'm trying to find some kind of a middle ground for myself, learn some optimism from Americans, bring some pessimism to the country or something. So yeah. Oh, I actually want to talk about one big inspiration for Chikago, actually, for the book, and that's Upton Sinclair. I read his works, mainly The Jungle, to prepare for writing this book, and it was so enlightening. Like, this guy was, as they would say today, savage. Like, he just walked into those plants. He did basically undercover research in the meatpacking plants, and he uncovered so many terrible things. If people are interested, they should look into the history surrounding his book, The Jungle. But basically, he caused some changes in the law, in American law, which is impressive. So I really like his way of approaching literature. People are apparently accusing him of being not literary enough, not poetic enough, but I don't mind that. I think the guy had like a really, really good way of approaching his subjects and his topics, and his books are so worth reading even 100 years after they've been written. Yeah, so I've been presenting this show for 4 years now, and what I love about presenting, or like doing the show actually, is that it's a collaborative effort, Like, you're never the most important part, because none of these people is the most important part, If one of us lags behind, the whole thing is not going to work. And that's actually quite calming, because it's not just you, it's a team effort. You succeed as a team in producing a nice show, a nice episode. And that is such a contrast to writing for me. When I'm sitting down at my desk and writing, that is a very lonely task, for the better or the worse, You're there with your material, with your thoughts, with your computer. And I do love this kind of like movement of withdrawal. But I also love like collaborating with people, and it's actually something that I've had to learn for the show, I want to say I've never really been a team worker, because I didn't have to be, but I turned into one through presenting the show. And I also love about my job that I'm still able, like I am now, to be on the other side, right? To be talking about my writing, to have people who love to read it, who have questions, I'm so grateful for all of this, like that I'm actually able to have such a nice, diverse, and beautiful job that constantly keeps challenging me.